Welcome to Zero Hanger Hard Knocks, where each week every team cops a hard knock or a burning question. We are fresh off round 11, so let's kick it off with: has the key forward baton been passed? Maybe. At the very least, it's definitely underway. With club legend Taylor Walker still playing good footy, his retirement won't be far away. But over the past few years, Darcy Fogarty has teased the idea that he's the man to lead Adelaide back into the finals, and if Sunday's performance is anything to go by, he will. As more of a traditional key forward, Fogarty's brute strength and commanding presence will please Crows fans while keeping the scoreboard ticking over. But is he the main man yet? Season 2024 is a bust. After a narrow loss in the 2023 Grand Final, Brisbane's season looks all but over, sitting 10 points at 2.5 games outside of the 8, in 13th position. The Lions have thrown together a string of inconsistent performances that has only led to 4 wins. And yes, it's still mathematically possible, but the Lions will need to pull a rabbit out of a hat if they're any chance to turn this year around. Is Zach Williams a front half player now? Throughout his career, Zach Williams has mostly played across the half-back line with spurts in the midfield. But Vossi's decision to play him in the front half paid off in spades, with Williams slotting 4 goals in the 29-point win over the Suns. His elite ball use and decision-making creates havoc up forward for the Blues, who are still working out their best small forward mix. Williams up forward also adds versatility to the lineup, which allows young guys like Lockie Cowan to slot into the backline. Was this another good move from Michael Voss? Collingwood's depth is getting deeper. The Premiers were extremely healthy last year, which resulted in a record equaling a 16th leg. However, in 2024, the Pies have faced their toughest period as injury has taken a massive toll, forcing Craig McRae to call on the lesser likes. In Friday's draw with Waliala, the Pies unearthed 2 debutants whilst also having a further quartet of players who hadn't played 10 AFL games yet. Of those half dozen, Lockie Sullivan, Joe Richards and Harvey Harrison were as impressive as anyone else on the ground. And despite the draw, Collingwood fans should be pleased to see the development of the next generation. Welcome back, Jordan Ridley. The Bombers welcomed back intercept defender Jordan Ridley, and boy did they miss him. Missing since round 19 last year, Ridley slotted straight back into the senior lineup with ease, amassing 31 disposals, 12 marks and a goal. The 25-year-old was also awarded with the Yayukin Award as a testament to his impressive return. With the addition of Ben Mackay and the return of Ridley, Essendon's backline looks a lot more secure as they continue to push for their first finals win since 2004. Is Nat Fyfe struggling? It's dumb to rule out a champion of the game, especially someone with Nat Fyfe's resume. But on Friday, the 2-time Brownlow medalist looked to be slightly off the pace in the modern game. Fyfe's known for his freakish contested ability and power from stoppage, but he's also known for being injury-prone. He was struggling to exit from the contest with pace while also looking a bit sluggish defensively. There will come a time where coach Justin Longmire considers a different midfield mix without Fyfe. But maybe it was just an off game. After 4 consecutive losses, it might be time to panic. Not 2 losses in a row, not 3, but 4. Cue the panic. After a stellar 7-0 start to 2024, the Cats' form slump has resulted in a quartet of losses that nobody saw coming. Coach Chris Scott claimed there's no need to overcorrect the issues or seek some that aren't there, but something must change at Cardinia Park, otherwise they'll waste an impressive start. When the going gets tough, the Suns don't get going. Gold Coast are quickly becoming flat track bullies, and when playing outside of Queensland or the Northern Territory, the club looks all at sea. After a successful fortnight in Darwin, inclusive of a 64-point demolition of Geelong, the Suns set themselves for a massive scalp under the roof at Marvel Stadium against Carlton. But it's another opportunity wasted. Damien Hardwick's men suffered their 5th loss of the season, going down by 29 points, while also proving they struggle to perform away from home. Banking wins as the visitors is crucial to making a finals appearance, which the Suns have yet to achieve in their 14-year existence. Can the Giants survive through these injuries? The Giants were already without smooth movers Josh Kelly and Lockie Ash, while Callan Ward was also sidelined. However, it seems Stephen Coniglio is the latest victim of the mounting injury crisis occurring in the AFL. The midfielder landed awkwardly on his left shoulder and was eventually subbed from the game. Despite the hard-fought win, GWS's premiership chances rely heavily on their stars being available, and if Coniglio is another one on the list, it's definitely making things tough. How do they keep beating Brisbane? Hawthorn's impressive stretch over Brisbane continued on Sunday, extending their winning streak to 5, dating back to the beginning of 2020. Despite the Hawks not being that good, whilst the Lions have been contending for premierships, Sam Mitchell just seems to know all the tricks that Chris Fagan has. What's going on? Is Max Gawn the Demons' GOAT? Gawny just continues to get better and better. On Sunday, the champion ruckman recorded a game-high 10 clearances, 27 disposals, 7 marks, 1 goal and 10 score involvements. Despite the initial struggle through the warm-up, Gawn was best of field, dominating the highly touted Rowan Marshall in a 38-point victory. Although there's players like Ron Barassi, Robert Flower, Jim Steins and David Neitz, Gawn should be able to sit comfortably among them. Another game, another 100 points conceded. North Melbourne dropped to 0-11 in a rough start to the 2024 campaign, but how they're losing is the cause for concern. In every game this season, the Roos have conceded at least 100 points from the opposition as their defensive woes continue. On Saturday, Yardapulti slotted 16 majors to hit the ton. Has Rosé been rushed back again? Yardapulti captain Connor Rosé wasn't looking so rosy following his hamstring injury sustained in round 7 against St Kilda. Although he cleared all the necessary tests, coach Ken Hinkley brought back Rosé for the showdown but was subbed out. As a result, the club held back the skipper until Saturday's game against North Melbourne, but he still didn't look quite right. Despite playing out 74% game time, Rosé looked off, gathering a measly 11 disposals and no clearances in the victory. Has Dusty fended off retirement claims? Remember when everyone was saying Dustin Martin has checked out? Well, as the stakes go up, so does Dusty's performance. In Saturday's Dreamtime at the G, Martin was easily the Tigers' best, slotting 3 goals from 23 touches, while also leading the game for score involvements. He's kept his cards close to his chest as speculation continues to build about his future after 2024, but regardless, it was good to see he still got it. Are the Saints playing the most boring football right now? Uroke has once again failed to live up to the expectation. Playing dour, boring football, the 38-point loss flattered the Saints as they were simply no match for the Demons. But where's the issue? On Sunday, the Saints overhandballed the football while also not giving their forwards enough opportunities. However, a lot of those entries were high and long with no real conviction, making it hard for Max King and Anthony Caminiti to get on the end of them. As a result, they turned the ball over 80 times, 10 more than their average. Chad Warner can win a Brownlow. Chad Warner has it all. The speed, the dare, the skill, and almost just as important, the swagger. Thursday night's performance from the 21-year-old was everything and more, slotting a career-best 4 goals from 25 disposals. But Warner also found 3 teammates for another 3 majors while also leading the game in score involvements. Isaac Heaney might be all the rage right now, but don't count out the Chad. We should expect this from a young side. The Eagles' inability to back up last week's performance shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, but to lose by 99 points is a worry. Despite the hype around Harley Reid and the re-emergence of their stars, the AFL mustn't forget that this club has battled over the past few years and outings like this aren't so far-fetched. From start to finish, the Eagles were beaten from pillar to post on Sunday by a team who took most of their opportunities. The plan is to become more competitive consistently, but the Adelaide defeat was a step in the wrong direction. How are the Bulldogs going to cope without Aaron Norton? Western Bulldogs key forward Aaron Norton went down on Thursday night with a knee injury that was sidelined him for 4 to 6 weeks. In a crucial blow for the Dogs, coach Luke Beveridge is likely to recall out-of-favour veteran Rory Lobb to replace him. However, with a young forward line that includes Jamara Ugelhagen and Sam Darcy, the burden to lead the front half falls on the shoulders of Rory Lobb, who will need to play out of his skin across the next month. If the Bulldogs are serious about their finals aspirations, the former Docker will need to prove his weight in gold. And the last hard knock is for the AFL itself, because there's rules and there's common sense. Friday night's controversial penalty against Collingwood midfielder Lockie Sullivan for delaying the game is way too big a punishment for how small the crime is, if it even is one. And with 6 minutes on the clock and a Pies lead of 19 points, Sullivan was penalised for not handing the ball directly to the umpire following a ball-up decision in front of his own defensive goal, instead giving the ball to teammate Nick Dacos. Lead umpire Matthew Nichols penalised Sullivan, gifting Dockers ruckman Sean Darcy a shot at goal from 15 metres out directly in front. Darcy slotted the measure and drew the margin back to a salvageable 13 points, which was quickly diminished before the final siren went. Despite the AFL introducing time delay from smart players who slowed down the stoppage, Sullivan was clearly not attempting to obstruct the umpire's resume of play. Bad call. Side note, for the love of God, Collingwood, please just finish one game without some weird controversy. Anyway, those are our hard knocks and burning questions leading into round 12. Are we right? Are we wrong? Are we asking the right questions? Let us know what you think in the comments. Hit the subscribe button and catch all the latest AFL news at zerohanger.com, the #1 AFL independent news source.